What's going on, Clean Nation? The drill tonight. 1 like equals 1 push-up. And 1 share equals 1 sit-up. I don't know why I did this for myself. 4 men. Assume the position. Shout yourselves out, Willie Beeman. The bad mother, Willie Beeman. Who else is out there? Sound off in Clean Nation. We have some recruits in the podcast. We're gonna whip him into shape. If it's the last thing I do. All right, Clean Nation, are you ready to begin? Are you ready to commence podcast boot camp tonight? Let's begin the show.
Why, hello, clean boys and dirty girls.
Welcome to the Sweats.
The Sweats and Steve Show.
A feel-good podcast.
Seems like you guys have fun on there. It's pretty cool.
All together now.
It's easy.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
To sweat and become a clean one today.
Have a nice day.
SweatsMusic.com. Along with the new design is pleased to announce the addition of The Sweat Shop, the one-stop shop for all your clean needs, with new designs and merchandise being added every season. Visit www.sweatsmusic.com today. Shashakadadate.
I'm Sweats.
And I'm Steve.
I used to be an average, ordinary guy. So one day a pair of magical glasses fell from the heavens and gave me the... I'm Sweats.
And I'm Steve.
I used to be an average, ordinary guy. So one day a pair of magical glasses fell from the heavens and gave me the powers and rhythms of an electronic future. Now with my glasses and my cousin Steve,
I just like to be on the internet.
we're ushering in the future electronic.
Sweats.
Steve, this is the Sweats and Steve Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sweats and Steve Show, episode number 36. And all I have to say to that is a 10. What's going on, Steve? Bad
That was a very Gomer Pyle-ish. That was like Gomer.
I'm
Pyle
feeling like
type salute.
I'm feeling like Gomer Pyle and I'm feeling like a war hero tonight, Steve. You know, because the podcasting world is a crazy world. All right, that's what I want to stress here tonight. I mean, that's why we're putting on podcast boot camp. You know, and actually, I actually think it's a fine time to do my monologue. You think I should do my monologue, Steve, before we bring on our fine guests?
I think you should. Go ahead, hit that.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to solo myself out now. Make sure to like and share the stream, everybody. Shout out to El Ray, the bad mother Static. What kind of training? You're about to see, El Ray. Shout out to El Ray. Let's see here. I'm going to solo myself out, and then we're going to get this rolling. Arm and down, ladies. Now, you may address me tonight as Sergeant Sweats. I am here for one thing, and for one thing only. I am here to get you ready to podcast. Because guess what, grunts? If you think this business is gonna be a cakewalk while you're holding hands with your sweetheart, singing Kumbaya, think again, twinkle toes. This is some serious work that requires dedication, hard work, and skill. Today, I've enlisted the help of my most trusted and battle-tested comrades to ever be by my side in the line of duty. And by the end of tonight, you will have the skills necessary to go your own way and not only survive in the crazy podcast world, but also you'll be able to divide and conquer. And with that, let's begin your training. Attend.
Who taught you how to salute?
I taught myself.
Jeez Louise. Nikki, can you get a link in the description below?
Hey, you don't like my salute?
That's kind of, I don't know. Let's bring sometimes on
Yes,
Sundays.
well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest tonight here on the Sweats and Steve Show. They are a new podcast group that is gonna make dare I say a splash in the podcasting world that we brought to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you may put your hands and fists together for the SOS podcast.
Feel the headsets. He's letting.
All right, there you go.
Here we are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wonderful. That's right.
Well,
Welcome.
So,
all right.
Okay, so just so you guys know, this is a live stream.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What are you saying, Steve?
Just want you guys to know this is a live stream, okay? Not recorded, so anything you say here is live, and you have 12 people watching you right now. So
Can and will be used against you.
12 people.
Congratulations, guys.
This is wonderful. Yeah, that's right. So the SOS podcast is with us here tonight. They're a new group that is going to be making their official appearance in the podcasting world next year. But we decided to
don't say next year like it's like 6 months from now. Next year.
That's right. That's right. It's very
4
close.
weeks. Okay, don't be like, oh, they're coming off next year. This is
time is flying. Time flies when you have fun. But
yeah, absolutely.
but we decided to bring them onto this show today to kind of like talk about podcasting. Dare I say a podcast about podcasting and the what better way to start off your journey than to have some advice from like I said in my speech, some of my most trusted compatriots in the podcasting world. You're gonna see them. They gave me some advice. Shout out to them. We're gonna support.
What the hell is a
seasoned vets?
A seasoned vet. That's right. A season, but not too seasoned, right, Steve? You don't want to stay away from that sodium.
Yeah.
But anyway, so would you guys please introduce yourselves? Who makes up the SOS podcast, and what are you guys about? I'm gonna sell you guys out here. Boom.
Intro.
Carlos, would you like to begin?
So yeah, just an FYI, really quick, is my audio is a little delayed because we had some technical difficulties.
That's right. We gotta whip the internet connection into shape.
And so.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'm gonna need to cut you off.
No worries. I am one of the three hosts here. I'm Carlos, the Vanilla Gorilla. We have here Albert Whoops Maldonado.
Whooby if you're nasty.
And I'm George.
So we have George and George on the right.
George. Yes, sir.
We can't forget about Hans Jurgen. I said we can't forget about Hans Jurgen back
Oh,
there.
that's right. The technical producer.
Can we get
That's
an H?
everybody.
Can we get an H in the chat for Hans? Let's show some love to the. Let's show some.
There
love
he is.
There it is. Hans Jurgen, you filthy animal.
Okay, so Hans is the technical producer that helps out with the technical aspect of the show. So we have George to the right, Albert in the center, and Carlos to the left. Yes.
Can't hear them.
Yes, Woobs in the center.
Kill it all together.
Awesome. So what would you say your podcast will be about, and then you can kind of tell us what are the origins of the podcast.
Well, you know what? Our podcast is going to be wide open.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bit of variety.
Yeah,
we're gonna touch on everything from mediums, and just like you guys did, we really wanted to do like a ghost hunter on the show, to comic book artists and activists, and just we're running the gamut, really.
Yeah, comedy. Hopefully, we get some comics up here, some stand up.
You know what I like about their show so far?
Yeah.
Is that when they have live people who can help them. Like you saw Hans just come in there and he's helping them. When something fucks up on our show, Sweat, you're in Indiana, I'm in Chicago. It's like we're just sitting here. If something happens to you, I got to do shower thoughts until you get back. And if something happens to me, you're over on your end, and you're just doing push-ups and jumping jacks.
Well, I'm by myself. Couldn't Fiona give you a water bottle if you wanted to?
That's true. That is true.
It's funny you say that about Sweats being in Indiana, because Hans Jurgen's in Germany right now.
Oh, that's one. Really? Is he?
Yeah, he's running the show from Germany.
So picking up what you guys were saying.
Definitely not the same.
So picking up with what you guys were saying, your show, you're going to be kind of reviewing mediums, having activists on the show. In terms of kind of the content, what are you guys trying to portray with your show? Is it just a wide breadth of content?
A variety show.
A variety. Are you trying to do more of a variety show, or are you
variety?
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of everything. Our niche is to have no niche.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
pretty cool. So how did you eventually form the podcast? Like, how do you guys know each other? And I'll get to shouting out the people in the comment section in a second. But tell us how you guys met and how the podcast came to be.
So the three of us out of this room have known each other for about 25 plus years from grade school. Albert's kind of the new addition to the team within the most recent. I want to say within the last 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, maybe longer. Yeah, maybe a little longer.
And he actually knew Steve, your co-host,
right?
For a little bit prior to engaging with us, and then we had been talking about doing this for quite a while now.
A couple years at least.
George has been the catalyst in trying to really drive this and getting it off the ground over the last few months, and we've just been spitballing ideas off. Buying up equipment, and we needed a technical guy because we had no technical skills in setting any of this up whatsoever. Exactly. And Hans was kind of the blessing in disguise. That last, he was the salt to all this pepper going on, and he kind of made it all kind of come together.
Absolutely,
awesome,
absolutely.
Thank you, Hans Jurgen.
Had him over watching a fight, and he's like, "Well, if you guys need me, I'm available." I'm like, all right.
Well, you found yourself in the right spot at the right time. Yeah, mm-hmm. I mean, I guess we all. But basically, what you're saying is that we all could use a Hans in our life. Is that what you're saying?
So, what types of roles will you guys fill on your show? So we know Hans is a technical guy. For everyone else, what's Carlos's role? What's Albert's role? What's George's role? Did they freeze?
I think they might have frozen.
Okay.
So we could just kind of pick it up from here until they get back. Let me get some shout outs going, by the way.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got Willie Beeman. Should I do it in my Sergeant Sweats voice? My voice is gonna be hurting tomorrow.
You're gonna be in trouble, my friend.
Shout out to Willie Beeman. Shout out to Al Ray Static, the bad mother. Shout out to Kenny. She says working so I can't hear, but have a good show. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Latino Heat TV says your mustache is out of rank. Wait a minute, hold on. What is your rank, Latino Heat? He says my my mustache is out of regulation. You figure it the F out. Steve, he's calling my mustache. Steve,
do we even know who this person is? I've never seen Latino Heat. Is this a fresh
no, that was fun. That was a good one, Latino Heat. Shout out to Latino Heat. Shout out to Jesus, the bad mother Lopez. Says, did you break your wrist? Half salute.
How are you doing the Gomer Pyle?
I don't know how to resemble Gomer Pyle. I mean, Gomer Pyle didn't. We had the crew back.
Good.
Hello, can you guys hear?
We're back.
All
yeah,
right,
we're back, Sweats.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Let me finish some shout-outs real quick, and then we'll keep going into the questions that we got for you guys. But yeah,
Sure.
shout out to Jesus. Says things will be definitely interesting podcast. Thank you, Jesus. We also got Anthony Hamlin. What's going on, Anthony? You bad mother. We also have Matthew. Shout out to Matthew. And we got a bunch of H's. We had a bunch of H's in the chat. Who are the H's were, Steve?
Remember we said throw an H in the chat for Hans?
Oh, that's right. That's right. We all need a Hans in our life. That's right. Shout out to Kaz as well, which is now Kaju's Castle? Kju's Castle. You'll always be Kaz to me, but shout out to Kju / Kaz. You bad mother. Let's see. Don't know why Steve looks so cute tonight. Okay.
Hey.
Listen, now that Kaz has said that, let me ask you guys something. Sometimes, Sweats and Steve, we're a live show, okay? And anything can happen, such as Kaz casually hitting on me. What type of format will sometimes on Sundays be?
Will definitely be pre-recorded. That's the plan for now. But we're thinking we're definitely gonna have like little specials where we're on live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If having a live show has proven anything, is that you will get hit on every now and then, and you might have to be okay with that. Unless you guys are married, of course. So that might be a complication.
And the thing is, you have to have very thick skin. The amount of times that I've been called a virgin who clearly lives
called a virgin a lot.
Yeah, who lives in my mother's basement. I don't understand. I talk about my wife a lot. I talk about my son a lot. And obviously, there's these people who like to, say these
troll.
things. So yeah, they like to troll, and that's fine. Yeah. But what's your guys' perception in terms of people who troll you? In the comments, it gets, you can't control that. But what's your guys' kind of thoughts on that for your show?
I don't think we're gonna pay any attention.
It's not
part of our MO. Yeah.
All right, Kaz.
They can say whatever they want. We're not going to acknowledge it.
Yeah, you could go ahead. Once we have our channel set up, you guys could talk all the crap you want.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. We know we're going to suck. I mean, we're going to be, we're newcomers. We're not going to be.
I like this. If you're going to troll us, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're going to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At least they're tuning in.
At least you're tuning in. Exactly.
That's right. Which, by the way, I dropped the link, which is a link tree in the description of all the chats. The very first link on that link tree is a link over to their IG page. So if you want to go follow them, I think I said if you follow whoever the new followers that you get tonight that hit that link, I'll include one push-up and one sit-up together. So that's out there right now. So I dropped that in the link. Let me get some more shout outs going before we continue.
Luke, right now, do we have any likes or anything like that? Right
Do you guys want to monitor that actually from your end?
Yeah,
Let us know.
we got 12 likes, 11 people watching.
Okay, badass. Thank you.
You gotta look into the page.
Instagram followers. I think you guys are at 12 right now.
Shout out.
Were we always at 12?
Yeah.
24. You guys are at 24. But I'm
right now he's like at one set. Yeah. Anyway, push-ups and sit-ups. So.
That's not bad for not having any content.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. All things considered, we don't have any content.
Yeah, we're gonna start in January again.
It's a running start.
Yeah.
Let me get a few more shout outs going. Shout out to Jason Black, Captain Telepathic. This coffee that I will return. Okay, shout out to Jason Black. Drop a JB for Jason Black. We also have Mickey's in the chat. Shout out to Mickey. She's our unofficial and official moderator. And also shout out to M-Dog. Boot camp, boys. Hey. What's going on, M-Dog? It's good to see you. What's that? Big Gamer in the chat. $104 for 2 pizzas. It's an inside joke. Big Gamer, get your money back. Who else is in the chat? Elray says, man, I miss having trolls. Okay, so trolls can come in handy sometimes. Apparently, Steve. Shout out to Stash as well, the bad mother. At ease. Okay, he put me at ease. Okay, that's good. Stash can put me at ease, actually. He's a very calming man. Let's see. Let's see here. Latino has a question. Don't question the superior officer stuff. Okay, so apparently Latino he's a general. He's a 4-star brigadier general.
You guys know Latino Heat? Does that sound familiar to you guys?
No, not at all.
Latino Heat, that's Eddie Guerrero, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's putting comments in right now.
Oh, he's
Well,
there you go.
So, quick question for you guys. You guys are unveiling your show. Everything's coming up in January of 2022. What's your first show look like? Are you guys going to have a guest? Is it going to be more introductory? How does that look like for you guys?
I think it's going to be more introductory. That first show.
Yeah.
We're going to, let the viewers and let the followers get to know us a little bit more before we bring out a guest. That might be maybe the second, maybe the third show. But yeah, definitely more introductory.
We might be touching on current events and spitballing, just kind of talking.
Cool.
And George, I think one of the things that I heard that you say was you guys are probably going to suck in the beginning. Listen, I don't quantify it in terms of like sucking or being great or anything like that. And I think we have some cameos coming up to kind of give some advice on with that. But I think it's all just practice, right? Like you have to constantly.
Sure.
You have to become comfortable in your setting, which I love the background that you guys have. It looks really good.
Thanks.
And it's about. I think it's about just finding that routine and that cadence with each other to kind of drive that.
Gotcha.
I want to real quick. I want to do a live like count from what I could see. From my end, I could see the Facebook likes if someone wants to look at the YouTube likes as well. And if there's a share out there, so I don't really have a way of tracking shares. So if you share the stream out, maybe to Twitter or to Facebook, let me know in the comment section, and then we'll kind of tally that. But I have M-Dog. Shout out to M-Dog. Retta Oak. K-Juice Castle. Jesus Lopez. Queen Kenny. Kenny. With the double like, and myself for the like. So that's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7. Okay, I got 7 right now. So as it stands right now, I'm doing 7 push-ups.
And you got 13 on YouTube.
Okay, so 7 plus 13. I'm good at math. 20. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's 20 push-ups.
20 push-ups.
Okay, somebody keep track of that. I'll remember in my head.
Now you got 11, or now you got 14. So
okay,
11 people watching.
All right, we'll tally everything up.
Again.
Let's see here. Lizette Martinez has hearted the stream. Shout out to Lizette.
Hey, baby.
And Anthony is also.
So George, do you know Lizette?
Lizette, yes.
Lizette.
Okay, because Sweats was saying Lizette, so you know Lizette. What's the connection to Lizette?
That'll be my PYT.
No.
What does
Oh.
QIT mean? For those who aren't familiar with Michael Jackson, George, what does QIT mean?
Pretty young thing.
Okay. George, you're not going to sing on the podcast, are you?
No, not at all.
Shout out also to Lord Nemesis, the Armorer. He says, "Hail Sweats." Shout out to Lord Nemesis, you bad mother. Let's see here. And yeah, so okay, so the likes and the push-ups, they're all kind of adding up. We're gonna tally everything up within the hour of the show, but yeah, we are doing this show, podcast boot camp. You guys, you're gonna get your start soon, but I think it's probably fair time to take a look at one of the cameos that we have here today. As I said in my monologue, I reached out to my battle-hardened veterans. Happy Veterans Day, by the way, Steve. Even though you're not a veteran, I'm just saying that in general.
No.
But anyway. I reached out to my podcast veterans, okay, and I asked them if they could send some advice, some tips that maybe you could use for yourselves as you begin your journey into podcasting. And so I think I'm going to pull up one of those things, those videos right now. Here's the first one, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Greetings and hello to the SOS podcast. My name is Ken Allen of the Wizard's Table podcast. And my advice to you is to be the best damn podcast you could possibly be. Do not sacrifice who you are or what you believe for anyone else's opinion or ideology. Rock it out, stay true to yourself. Be the best damn podcast you can be, and to hell with the rest of them sons of bitches, baby.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's Ken Allen from the Wizard's Table.
So let's unpack that.
Ken coming through with the golden nuggets of wisdom.
There you go.
Steve, you're saying?
Let's unpack that for a second. So one of the things you said was to be the best you, to never sacrifice your beliefs. What does SOS believe in?
Whole lot of nothing.
No, we got values. We got values. We got beliefs.
No, we don't.
Okay, so what does SOS stand for those who haven't followed you yet?
Sometimes on Sunday.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're all dads. We're all busy. So we're not going to be kind of committed to a certain day at a certain time. We want to try for Sundays, but it won't be every Sunday. So it'll be sometimes.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Big Gamer asked me, what if you got 20,000 likes though on each one of these threads? Well, I'd be damned if I'd be called a liar. I guess I'm doing 60,000 sit-ups, Big Gamer. I'm doing 60,000 sit-ups. Here, we're gonna be. You guys are gonna probably have to leave. I'll be here all night doing sit-ups.
Sounds like a long night for you, Sweats.
And Lord Nemesis asked George to sing, please.
I'm definitely not singing.
But yeah, shout out to Ken Allen from the Wizards Table. Obviously, we interviewed and spoke to him and Mr. Speed last podcast that we did. And if you want to follow them, please support them. You can find the link on this link tree to their Spotify page where you can listen to their podcast and the link tree that I posted in the chat. So shout out to Ken. He's actually doing another podcast right now, so it's unfortunate he couldn't be here, but he's a very very busy sorcerer, Steve. You know, he's
I did not. So for the Sometimes on Sundays guys, so last podcast that we had, they were on, and my ears, if you look here, now my ears are
let's get an ear update.
Yeah. So there was a point about the 18-minute mark that it was like a demon came through the computer. They work in 3 dimensions. They work in 4 dimensions. A demon came through the computer and was playing with my ears. If you rewatch the show, like, I'm not making it up. Last time my ears were beet red, and then I was told that I was going to have nightmares and I was going to be haunted. Fortunately for me, I was not haunted and I did not have nightmares. So very, very happy about that. Happy to report back on that.
Yes, we as a podcaster, you need your ears. So it was good to know that the ears are still intact, Steve.
One of the questions that I had for the guys is, what's your role within the show, right? So George, Albert, Carlos, in your own words, who are you to the show, and kind of what's your role going to be going forward?
I'd say we're all kind of contributing. Well, me and Carlos. Albert's more of a personality.
I'm more of a personality on the show, but
are you a personality in real life?
Oh, definitely Sweats.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You know,
I got me in trouble with my wife.
My bad, Hans Jurgen. Yeah, I don't know if we haven't. I don't know if we've really had like a character set up for any of us, or like we're gonna be bouncing stuff off of each other, and trying to find our rhythm and figuring that out. That's kind of something that we didn't. It's not going to be anything prescribed going into this, so we'll figure out who's who as more podcasts start to happen.
Yeah, we'll probably start recording this year, maybe this month. And we'll see we're kind of trying to get a feel for our little vibe, how we're gonna kind of put these shows out and put it together, and what it's gonna be like.
Latino actually has a comment here. I think everyone grows into their roles the more you guys get into it and being comfortable. Okay, I think I can see what he's saying there.
Good.
Yeah, that's for
Truer
sure.
words have never been spoken. Yeah.
I mean, just look at my illustrious co-host here. I mean, he was a stranger to the internet when we first started, and look at him now with his red ears. Yeah, I see that closet door is closed this week.
Hey,
yeah, look at that virgin.
The amount of times I can shockingly, like, the amount of times Steve's been called a virgin here in the show.
I get no respect. It's so fucking funny, dude.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, that kind of like a lot has happened here on the podcast. Last year at the end of the year, we looked at our greatest hits and everything that we have done, and we're planning on doing that this year as well. But I think one thing that's interesting that I thought of possibly to do, because this is podcast BOOTCAMP, right? Would be to kind of throw you some hypotheticals and get your each and every one of your individual responses as to what you would do as a co-host, as partners of a podcast. Because me, Sergeant Sweat, and my illustrious, what would you be, Steve? Corporal Steve?
I'd be the fucking general. Don't get it confused. Don't fucking get it confused.
That's the General Steve.
He's the number 2.
So General Steve and Sergeant Sweat, we were battle tested in the podcasting world, and we seen some shit, as the kids say.
Wow.
Right. But I thought it'd be a kind of interesting exercise, being that it's podcast BOOTCAMP, to throw some hypotheticals to you and see what you have to say. And I already have my first one. You guys ready for this?
Ready.
Okay. Now I want to get each in your individual responses. So we start with Carlos, go to Albert, and then to George. Okay.
All right.
That's how we're gonna do it. All right.
The George.
So imagine this.
El
So imagine this, right? All right. Here, let me get the full screen here. Imagine this, right? Yeah.
Imagining.
Imagine that you're relatively still new to the podcasting world, and you're finding a little bit of a groove, okay? And then suddenly, it's during the live stream. It's during one of your live streams, okay? The few that you do, right? And then suddenly someone joins the live stream with the link that you put out, and you find out it's a middle school kid talking shit to you. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna allow him to roast you, or are you just gonna kick him? I want to know, what are you gonna do?
So they
Carlos,
only have 2 options?
you go first.
So they only
I'm
have 2
roasting
options.
the little fucker back.
Wait, say that again.
I'm roasting the little fucker back.
What have you said?
Not that
I don't. Hey, who's the big belly white guy in the corner? What are you gonna say back, Carlos?
It sounds like it started already. Yeah, right. Sounds like it started already. What did you say, Carlos? I don't know. His father.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So maybe you just give him a good your mom joke. I mean, or your mom chat. That's always gets a low blow, you know.
That was gonna be mine.
Yeah. I mean, he should have been aborted probably, but that's okay.
What about Albert?
Oh, I mean, hey, I'll probably take the cue from the Vanilla Gorilla over here. Probably, give him a roasting right back.
Yeah.
And then you know what I'd probably do? I'd probably roast them and then kick them out before they could say anything back to me. I'm pretty sure.
I like that idea.
You know.
What about you, George?
Jurgen, get him out of here, Hans Jurgen.
I would have kicked them out right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With it.
So
See, I mean, if he's live, right?
Yeah. This is live, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think as we throw these hypotheticals out to you, and as you start to begin and everything, the roles that we were talking about before. See, I get the sense that George is like the no nonsense. We're not indulging. We're gonna kick the 12-year-olds. They enter the chat, much like Steve, because Steve.
Well, first of all, I want nothing to do. You can't have a conversation with a 12-year-old that's documented and recorded on the you just can't. You absolutely cannot have that conversation. That's not a good look for anyone.
Exactly. If you're going back and forth in banter with the 12-year-old, well, how do you look? You know.
Well, but we committed to not having any beliefs or anything, so I feel like we really have to go into uncharted waters.
Oh, we gotta go into
uncharted, like, and
take
deal with the ramifications, afterwards. I mean, his parents let him come on, whatever.
Yeah.
So he makes a fair point there.
But that's
you're gonna come in here to rumble. Let's rumble.
Let's rumble.
And that's what Sweats was asking. Sweats was asking, are your parents around so they can give you consent? And I was like, nope, we are not talking to this person.
Wait a minute, I don't think I said that.
Dude, we're gonna have to find.
I was gonna dismiss him. But I was trying to be nice about it, and not just cut it off. But no, I mean,
situation that happened.
Did that happen?
That happened live, yeah.
Nice.
So what? He came in. He said, "Who's the silly ass Stevie Wonder on the screen?" Whoa.
That's a good one. I never heard that before.
Whoa, who's Stevie Wonder in this?
Who's Stevie Wonder?
I don't know. Probably the one with the white glasses.
Don't do that. Don't.
I was being Stevie Wonder.
It's bad. Don't. Nobody likes when you make fun of Stevie Wonder.
I love Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, no, I love Stevie Wonder.
Do your salute. Don't do that. That's gonna get us shut down. Not that we need to be shut down, but
no, they can't cancel us. We're uncancelable, Steve.
It's a joke. I think the internet might be upset, but it's a joke, right? Not taken too seriously.
Oh, okay.
Do your salute. Let's get their impression of their idea of your Gomer Pyle salute.
That's it.
Is that Gomer Pyle or not?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's terrible. That's insulting. That is an insult.
George Cantinflas. Called you Cantinflas. Called you Cantinflas.
Shout out to BA. He says, hey Sleds, hey everybody. Shout out to BA.
What's up, BA?
Hey BA.
We have can we get a like check on YouTube? I still have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 interactions on Facebook.
15 on YouTube.
15, 25. We're at 25. Someone vouched for their shares too. And can we get a follower check on Instagram for the SOS podcast?
I got you.
Can we type Whoopi in the chat? Let's get a Whoopi going.
Can we get a?
Yeah, let's get a Whoopi going. I mean, why not? I mean, we've done a lot. A lot has gone to the chat.
Whoopi, if you're nasty.
All right, Whoopi.
Steve.
Whoopi's in the chat. I don't even know what that is, but Matthew actually has a good question. He says, "What podcast is the SOS podcast most influenced by? Very good question.
Oh, I would say Steven Sweats.
No,
That's right. Oh, no way. We're changing the course of history, Steve.
Two different kinds of.
You should stop answering questions.
Let George say something.
They invited
if I'm being honest, it's going to be probably like a compilation of podcasts.
Yeah, honestly, you're right, Carlos. For sure.
I like the Steven Sweat show.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's been fun to watch you guys grow.
Time out. It's not the Steven Sweat show. That's how I know you.
That's right.
Sweats and
sorry.
No.
My fault. I've insulted the host. This whole thing has gone off the.
No, I think I said it wrong too.
Oh well, either way, it's just because sometimes it rolls off the tongue a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's your brother. I think.
It naturally comes on. Nevertheless, Sweats and Steve. Let's correct that out. My apologies, but no, I think it's been a compilation of everybody. It's I don't know. I think I like the Flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2
is kind of like a little bit of what we got going on.
Okay.
Rogan. Some of the more popular ones, the Fighter and the Kid.
There you go.
Okay. Some of those, like we watch a lot of them, and we're always sharing clips with each other, and we're kind of saying like that's kind of what we're shooting for here.
Okay. Badass.
Yeah, I mean it's been really. I mean, you guys got a great setup too. Don't get us wrong. Like, watching you guys are a good tag team. I think. Like
that's right.
I think I would freeze a little more often if I was live. Well, not right now because it's a bunch of us, But like, if it was just us, I feel like it would be kind of like I'd be like, man, what am I going to say next? And if it's pre-recorded, I don't think I'm like.
I'm going to throw a question back at you guys.
There we go.
Okay.
How do you guys handle a live stream so well? I mean, you hear, George is talking about like how do you handle the awkward pauses or the quiet if
it gets quiet,
how do you keep it moving?
Yeah.
Well,
who picks up and who do you guys feed off each other? How does it go?
Oh, here we go.
If you shuffle a deck of cards, there is a possibility that you shuffled them in an order that has never existed before or may never exist again. That's how I handle it.
I don't know if that answers my question.
That's how I handle it. I gave you a live example. That's how I handle it. So there have been awkward times where Sweats is choking on pie. Where there has been times when he's like calling for a glass of milk, but Matthew won't bring it to him, and it's just like there are times like that, and you're right. You have to find fillers, and you have to be ready to. I don't know what he's gonna do on his end. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's gonna do a jumping jack and hit his head, and he has a concussion. You know what I mean? He's a loose man.
Ooh, you never know what I'm gonna do. Ooh, ah.
So I think kind of having something in your back pocket is something to always do, and that was my example / answer to that.
Oh my god!
And then I think for Sweat, sometimes when people talk shit to me, I'll take it and I'll run with it, and I think it was like he kind of monitors that. Because I'll keep engaging in the shit talking, which is fun for me, but distracting for others.
I actually want to give a quick shout out to Vince. He said he's having a good time. Shout out to Vince.
What's up, Vince?
Shout out to Vince. Drop a V in the chat for Vince, please. But I in a serious note, one thing that I would say, is honestly, once you get the consistency down and you start to kind of get people that frequent you more often, honestly, I'm just gonna take this time to shout out Clean Nation and the chat. Everyone in the chat, they'll say one question or they'll say one thing, and they'll just kind of keep that. If there is downtime, if there is awkward in between moments, they'll come in almost out of nowhere kind of, and just kind of keep propelling things forward. So and again, shout out to Clean Nation, shout out to Jason Black, everyone, Mickey, Matthew, Vince, everyone, Jake, shout out to Jake.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake, that's right. But they do, they are the listener and the viewers, They are a pivotal role in everything. I mean, it's kind of why you do it, not just because you enjoy it, but I mean, it's like some of the responses and the interactivity, and kind of like honestly, like it's kind of cliched, but like when you build like kind of like a community, you know what I'm saying? It's people that you see and run into frequently. It's awesome, man.
What's the most people that have watched your show live?
Yeah.
I think we got up to like 25 at some point.
I think we're at.
Crowded concert.
I forget, but I think we reached 30 before.
I
think we have reached 30 before.
It's like the
what episode was that? Do you remember what you guys were talking about?
I don't know specifically. Like,
I think it was Brandon Crowdy.
I think it was Brandon Crowdy. But shout out to Brandon Crowdy, by the way, and shout out to the Funhouse
Speaking
fan.
of Brandon Crowdy, why don't we go into his cameo with advice for?
It's supposed to be a surprise, Steve.
Oh yeah, I forgot my bad.
I don't. Oh, Steve.
Yeah, who is Brandon?
Steven.
Brandon.
You very good.
Here, we'll let him introduce himself. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy.
This is Brandon Fun Uniform Crody, lead investigator of the TV show Paranormal in the Funhouse and the host of the Paranormal in the Funhouse podcast. I wrote a little bit of things down for some advice for people that are new and wanting to become a podcaster and host an amazing podcast. So I really hope that this will help. Here's some advice right here. Be aware of your audience, because it's important to know the demographic of the audience you're speaking to. You might have to change the way you speak on your podcast that has an older demographic versus one with, a younger audience. So do some research on the target audience and don't be afraid to mix it up. There's no right way to structure a podcast conversation if you keep diversity in mind as a principle when you're booking guests and planning conversations. It will keep your show from becoming boring. So don't be afraid to mix it up. Most importantly, talk to your audience and find a way to acknowledge the presence of your audience inside the conversation is key to making them feel engaged. And I look at it this way. Find somebody with a great story, depending on what your podcast is. Study them. Make sure you have all their information correct and questions that you would want to ask and what the audience would love to find out more about that person's story or occupation, whatever it is that you're talking about. And just speak to your audience, man. It's going to be down to that one thing is your audience, because your podcast can't become successful without your audience. So keep your audience intrigued. I hope that was a little bit of good advice for you guys. I'm still a student in the podcasting business myself. All right, much love. Shout out to Sweats.
That's right. Shout out to Brandon.
Solid.
Mother Crotty. You can go like his page on Facebook, Fun Uniform, with the link in the description. Please go support him. Shout out to him, and I thank him for making this video for us. And also, I'd like to see and say that shout out to Brandon as well, because he's been dealing with some illness, but I think he's making a recovery, and yeah, badass. Brandon Crotty, a very famous person around here, huh, Steve?
Yeah, and I know Carlos had a question in terms of who is Brandon Crotty. So Brandon Crotty is so he came to us after we did the Redman cameo, and he has his own paranormal show. What's the right way to say it? What's
Paranormal in the Funhouse,
and that's streamable on Amazon.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we did the Redman cameo. He came to us, and then we did 2 episodes with him, and then that's how we got hooked up with Leanna Lake.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Brandon. And do we want to unpack what Brandon said? Because Brandon made a very, very good response.
Yeah,
very intelligent. He was saying kind of like learn who your people are. You know, I guess who your tribe is, and kind of see what they want. Like see what they want to hear. And I mean, yeah, lots of good points from Brandon. What do you guys think over there?
It was good.
Solid advice.
That's right. Brandon is a man. You know, he's a man of many words, and you know, he walks a very interesting path. you know, because he is a paranormal investigator. So
I would have appreciated like a direct shout out to us. Like I know he gave it to everybody, but you know, it's cool.
I thought it was good. Let's not shit on Brandon.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, like
nice.
his
He's a big name. He's on Amazon. You know.
Well, he's on Paraflix actually, paranormal streaming service actually.
Nevertheless, it's a simple how do you do SOS.
Well, he did. But shout out to Brandon. Thanks for making.
Shout out, Brandon. We love you.
Thank you,
We plan on trying to reach out. If you're watching this, we plan on reaching out.
I'm definitely gonna.
Hopefully,
check
that
out
was
your-
an off-putting comment to you. We just, you know, we'd love to have you on someday. And yeah.
Can we
You gotta
drop
check
a
out his
B?
stuff.
Can we drop a BC for Brandon Karate in the chat, please? And Big Gamer has an interesting question here. He says, "Hey Steve, go to Sweat's house and steal his glasses."
No. No, not gonna happen.
I would not like to see I would not like to see Steve kicking down my door and trying to rip my glasses off my face.
What type of lumberjack do you think I am?
Do you have multiple pairs of the same glasses, or is it just one pair?
Dude, it's just the multiverse, man. They just literally the multiverse just poops out glasses after glasses in my backyard, and I just go out there and scoop them up.
I just kind of assume that if you just take off those glasses, there's just another pair of glasses.
I mean, I have worn double glasses before. Things like that have happened before, huh, Steve?
Yeah, that's right. Had to have them ready. Had to have them on deck. One time I think they fell off and they broke, and you had to like find some. It was wild.
There was actually one time where I didn't actually have them on my persons, so I think I had to wear like a scarf around my face, like the Invisible Man, to protect myself. Because if these things get taken off my face, it's not good. Go ahead.
Do you lose your powers? Wow.
That's something
Talk
like
about
that.
amateur.
Something like that. But we got a lot of PCs in the chat. Shout out to Brandon Karate, the bad mother.
Sweat, Steve, I got a question.
Okay,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you reached out to Redman. You reached out to who was that? Mankind?
It was Mankind, yeah.
So like,
dude,
who have you reached out that didn't come through for you that you really want?
I know this. I know the answer to this story.
All right, let's hear it.
Don't fucking start with me, George. It is the summer.
No, I really. That's an honest question.
It's the and I'm going to give you an honest answer. It's the summer of 2020. We're getting started. I just jump on Cameo, and I get the bright idea, and I say, "Hey, Sweats, we should get a cameo from Bret the Hitman Hart." And you know, and he was just like, I like Shawn Michaels. I said, everyone likes Shawn Michaels, but he's not on Cameo. So I reach out to Bret Hart and I say, hey, can you say like, hey, you're watching Sweats and Steve, or the Excellence of Execution, so like, share, and subscribe to their podcast. And the motherfucker rejected me. He rejected me on Cameo. And the thing about Cameo is you have to just like put money in. You can't take money out. So I couldn't even get a refund. So now I'm like struggling to figure out like, what the fuck am I going to do? I just spent $150. Fiona's pissed because she doesn't believe in
Oh my God.
You know, she's pissed because she doesn't believe in my podcast. But you know what, Bret the Hitman Hart? Fuck you, okay? Fuck you very much, because we got Redman, and then, you know, we kind of snowballed into getting some more followers and whatnot. So that's good.
That's awesome.
No,
Redman is.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of.
But didn't you call him? You said that he was affordable, and they were off put by the comment.
Oh, so I guess I sent them the link to the show, and on the show I'm promoting like, we're gonna get a Redman cameo. We're gonna get a Redman cameo. I forgot about that, and I said, you know, we want to get someone who's affordable. And he wrote back to me and he said like, hey, I'm not affordable, and I wanted to be like, dude, I didn't make your fucking price. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one who priced yourself at $125 on Cameo, not me, Bret the Hitman Hart. Talk to your manager.
Maybe sometime in the future.
Lovey, what's your reaction to that story?
You know, it's pretty interesting, man. But I hope you get your money back.
He already did. He got
Were you
Redman.
not listening? Were you not listening?
Yeah, like.
You got Redman.
Yeah, I was listening, but I mean, he still needs to give you a refund. I mean, you got.
All right, I think it's time we just talk about the origin of Steve and Whoopi.
Oh wow! Now that's a good one. That's like a whole podcast episode.
We'll have to clear up the Whoopi situation or controversy, but Mickey, I opened the link for what Mickey sent me. It's just, this is you when someone tries to rip off your glasses, and I'm gonna solo myself out. This is what she sent me, which is very accurate. Thank you, Mickey. I don't know where you found that, but thanks, man.
Hey, I know we have 2 more cameos, and these guys are only here for about another 34 minutes.
That's right.
You want to roll those and then
do
Whoopi time? I think your guys' best bet is to just do Whoopi time. Have like a section of like just Whoopi time.
Random Whoopiness.
You know, I'll spoil an idea that we have for him.
No, don't spoil any.
No, I'm going to throw it out there. See what and give me a thumbs up in the chat if you dig the idea. We're going to put Whoopi on the street and in a big teddy bear costume, and we're going to have him go out and interview people. Like if there's a
Hans Jurgen, what do you think about that?
if there's a concert,
what do you think, Hans
we're
Jurgen?
going to put Woobs out there interviewing people that are waiting in line to go into the concert.
I'm going to have Hans Jurgen's going to have to be with me.
That's fine. That's not an issue.
What do you think about that?
It's
Hans
about
Jurgen?
you in that costume.
Yeah. I don't know, guys.
Did we explain what the Whoopi is yet?
Steve gave me that name. Steve, why did we come up with Whoopi? It's been such a long time since I remember why.
Okay.
How that name.
This is what's weird is that, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell a personal story about Albert for a second. So.
Which one?
Leanna Lake had said that I'm a bit of a clairvoyant, right? And she said like I'm special and I have these gifts. Well, my first recollection of ever reading into someone is with Whoopi, is with Albert, because I was calling him Whoopi, and his childhood name is actually Gooby. As a child.
Oh wow, I didn't even know. I don't even remember telling you that. Yeah, it is. I got it.
Yeah, his childhood name was Gooby. Gooby or Gooby?
Yeah, it's with the G, Gooby.
And
my dad gave me that name.
And for some fucking reason, I started calling him Whoopi.
Yeah.
Just out of the fucking blue, I started calling him Whoopi. And I've been infatuated with Albert ever since I met him.
Steve.
So many years ago, I worked at a company.
He's not really a virgin.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
Not anymore.
I worked at a company called Frito-Lay. Maybe you heard of it. And Whoopi was unloading trailers. And one time I ordered pizza, and he said, and I told him, hey, I'm going to order pizza, and I'll probably be here till 2 a.m. And he says, oh, you can order pizza? And he's just like, yeah. He's like, I love pizza. Can you save some pizza for me? And I was just like, well, all my whole crew's going to eat it, and you're not going to be back there till 2 or 4 in the morning, whatever time he started. He goes, no, I'll come early. And so I ordered an extra fucking pizza for this guy, and he never showed up because I was gullible.
that was hilarious.
I took the pizza home, and the next day I came, he's just like, hey, what the fuck happened to that pizza, bro? So he was just fucking with me a little bit. But ever since 2000 I've known him since probably about 2011.
Yeah, I think that's about right, Steve.
Yeah.
That's about right. Yeah. And then he introduced me to these two guys here.
No, I didn't introduce you to George.
Oh, no, not George. George is later, but
I don't say that
I introduced you.
George. But
I got hooked up with Carlos.
Don't leave me off.
So then me and Carlos are brothers, for those who don't know. Most people know, whatever. And I told Albert, do not get close to my brother, because that will be the end of our friendship. And it subtly has been the end of our friendship, because when my brother makes a friend with one of my friends, I just don't be friends with them anymore.
Why is that?
It's like when a baby bird is born. If another bird or somebody else comes in contact with it, that bird won't have anything to do with
part
it.
of the family.
Yeah, it's like it just falls off the bloodline to that bird, the mama bird. So it's kind of like that.
Why is that?
Our friendship has never been the same.
Really? You think that, Steve? You think that, Steven?
Well, I'll tell you this much. Ever since I introduced him to George, and since the podcast, he's been gravitating towards George. I kind of feel like Albert's kind of whoring himself out a little bit. Like as soon as he gets a new piece of friend ass, he gravitates over.
I'm a great friend. I'm a great friend. What can I say?
That
you
is
know,
debatable.
Hey, Hans,
I'm a great
zoom in on Albert's face, on Whoopi's face.
No, do not zoom in on my face.
I want to give a shout out to Aunt Maria. She says, "Good night, nephews. Good night to Aunt Maria."
Good night, Aunt Maria.
Let's see here, and then we have a few comments here. Jason Black says, "Interview people outside of a strip club." Very, very interesting. I might have to do that.
We were thinking
drop
about
a thumbs up on there. Like,
Yeah.
that's for sure. You should interview strippers.
Where would you take me? Which strip club
We're
would you
going
take
to
me to?
Polecats. That's the
Polecats.
first stop. And then we're going to Carl's in Stone Park. That's a real raunchy place.
Carl's.
But you got to wear the bear costume.
Hey, what's that one strip club that's on Pulaski, like North Pulaski? The Admiral.
Yeah, but they don't serve drinks.
Oh, but that place is still open though.
Yeah, I think they're full of nudes. But yeah, you should go
They
there.
have BYOB.
No, I think because you're young. I don't know why
Well,
we're talking about this on a live podcast. But that's
I've only,
Hey,
I've only ever been
start
to
talking
one.
about it.
No,
My friends tell me
Polecats.
it's BYOB.
Is it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play the next cameo that we got here, and let's see.
Is it a stripper? Is she?
It
giving
is
us
not a
advice?
stripper, at least
Oh.
not to my knowledge.
The stripper podcast. Stripper podcast.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Hello, Clean Nation. I'm LRA Stanek from the Neon Movie Bunker, and here's my advice to any aspiring podcasters. It doesn't matter what equipment you use. It really doesn't. What people are listening to podcasts for isn't necessarily high production value, although that doesn't hurt. But what they're listening for is the personality and the insight of the people who are doing the podcasting. So focus on your content, and the tech you'll catch up to that as you need to. Now, John couldn't be here for this, but he did send me his words, which are...
This is John Robinson of Neon Movie Bunker. The best advice I can give to a new podcaster is to follow a schedule. If you say you're going to do it every week, then do it every week and make sure you get an episode out every week. If you're going to do every 2 weeks, every month, whatever, just make sure you follow it and know that make sure that your listeners know what that schedule is.
That was none other than the Neon Movie Bunker. John Robinson and L. Ray Stanek. Of course, they were a part of our talk about the greatest movies of all time. Very good podcast. Shout out to them. I am going to drop the link in the chats. If you hit it, you can go follow them on their website, and it'll take you to their Spotify, whatever, and Apple Podcasts and whatnot. But
That was a great podcast too, Sweats, by the way.
Thank you, and
Yeah,
because they are some very great guests, and they really know their movies. So shout out to them, and great information, Steve, in that video. What do you think about that, Steve?
I thought that one was good. I think for me, one of the things that I enjoyed is just, I think getting to know your guests before they get on is very important. There are some times where we do pre-podcast, like just kind of interviews, just to get a feel for who we have coming on. And I definitely felt with the Neon Movie guys, I jumped on like 5 minutes before, and I was just like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And then all of a sudden, you're in this show with this person for an hour or two. But I definitely think investing in your guests is very important, and not just having a freelance conversation with them. Kind of do your homework, kind of set that tone with them, and get a feel for them before you go live. Now, for us, it's a little more challenging because we are a live show. As a pre-recorded show, I think you guys would probably have that luxury before you hit record on your show.
Definitely.
Yeah. Nonetheless, great advice. That was good advice.
Yeah. Shout out to the Neon Movie Bunker. Make sure to go follow them. And yeah, that was I love that. That was great. Thank you, El Ray, and thank you, John. Should we get a one last live like, share, and follow count before I do these before I possibly embarrass myself in front of the internet. Like that's a strange thing. But can we get one more count? I still have 11. I have 11 here on Facebook. Can we get a YouTube
16.
check?
You got 16.
16. Okay. Damn, people are gonna make it easy. I do work out after all. 11, 16. What about followers? How about followers for the SOS podcast on IG?
Followers holding steady at 24.
Okay. Did we gain any or no?
25.
Okay. So how many would that be for IG?
They would have to tell you what they started with.
Okay. So as far as we have it on, you said 16 on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, so 11, so that would be, I could do math. 27, really? 27 push-ups? That's it. That's nothing, Steve. I got this.
Just multiply it by 3, and that's what for each one of
No
us.
way.
Rather 4 for each one of us.
Yeah,
that
do
are
at least a couple sets of 27.
Hold on, we're talking about sets and everything. We're talking about one individual push-up.
You make it challenging. You're not even gonna break a sweat.
Well, my name is Sweats, but I don't like breaking one, especially not on camera.
27 sets of 27 reps.
27 push-ups of 27 reps. Can you do that, Hans? I'll do it if you can.
But I didn't take up that challenge.
Can I just say something about Hans? He's always
Sure.
had that voice ever since he was like 10. That's
Yeah, he's had the same exact voice in life.
So, obviously, we know it's my brother. We know the backstory with Woobs. George and Hans were in my brother's grade, and Hans has always had that voice. I met him when he was about 10, and he had a deeper voice than many people's fathers. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever we wanted to call into school, we would just have Hans call in and speak for us.
Hans is always great for like letting you do wrestling moves on him.
Yeah. I think my brother like gave him a stone cold. No, he gave him like a people's elbow or something off the garage or something like that.
Jake has a good question here.
Slamming the back of my head onto the sidewalk.
He says, for SOS, you have probably already thought of this, but have you considered recording as many Sundays in the month that you can, and then putting it into one release a month? Strategy from Jake here.
Yeah, I mean, it's an option. It's just, again, it comes down to the time for us, with our personal lives being rather busy. So, I mean, if time allows for us to do that, yeah, definitely. But then we also got to factor in first it'll be us for a few episodes, but then we still got to find somebody that's willing to come on the show, and make that all kind of work. So it's a lot of time management there that you kind of, a lot of different schedules you got to work with. I mean, it's hard with 4 right now, so just trying to get a host and make that all lines. It's a good call out, though. It's a good call out for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think Mickey really likes today's theme. Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Mickey. So, should we go ahead and do the challenge already and then do our last cameo, or should we do reverse, Steve?
Let's do challenge then cameo.
Okay, challenge and cameo. Okay. Well, so let's get the last count. Get your last likes and shares in. Anybody that shared, let me know in the comments, because I don't really have a way of tracking that. Steve, are we still at 16 on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay. So we're at 27. Are we gonna count? Are we counting any follows on your IG page?
What's that? Do you know how many people are watching?
So I have them at 25 right now. So I know it's one. They would have to tell you how many.
Okay, so I'm doing one sit up, and then I'm doing 28 push-ups. That's easy. Okay, that's fine. All right, let me get my blood pumping here for a second. All right. God. Here we go. The moment that everyone's been waiting for. I gotta adjust myself. Steve, if you can provide some color commentary, can you hype me up a little bit?
I don't really know what to say. It's like this. Are you gonna turn on the light?
This is gonna be a good time, okay? This is nothing.
For who?
I'll work out.
We're good.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
They said 27 push-ups. I said, what? You're joking with me, right? Get out of my way. Here I come. Damn, my hands are loose. Hold on now. 28. Here we go. 1,
You guys are doing
2.
faster. You guys gotta go.
Can you see me?
Yeah,
Are you getting this? Are you getting this?
Oh, I see a face. Yeah.
Just round it up to 30.
2. You guys count.
You did 5.
4.
Why are
5.
you behind? You didn't do the 2 that you did.
I'm at
You did
8.
2 to start with.
9. 10.
It sounds like you're still
11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Boot camp. 16.
all the way down.
Podcast. 18. 19. Podcast. 20. Boot camp. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. Woo! Podcast. Boot camp. Hold on now. I got one sit up. I got one sit up. That's it? That's all you got for me?
It's taken you a long time to get in the sit-up position.
I
don't think anybody
I'm the sit-up king. Hold on now.
This is a really bad angle.
This is good. PT.
You only had to do one.
PT. It's good for you.
You only had to do one.
It's good for me. This is nothing.
I like
This is light work. I can do this in my sleep. I'm gonna do a couple more.
No. Don't do any more.
All right, Steve, you're gonna do some sit-ups. Yeah, let's go.
I'm not doing any sit-ups.
Do some jump stack.
Do some sit-ups, Steve.
No, I'm not doing any sit-ups. So, I have to say something. Turn off that music real quick. Alright, so I really came into the show and I wanted to be a really good interviewer, but I'm mad at all 4 of you. The only person I'm not mad at is Hans right now. Let me tell you why. Sometimes on Sunday in Sweats, you guys have shown way too much of your crotches this evening, and that is unacceptable. Okay? The seats that sometimes on Sundays have is not flattering. Okay? And Sweats, you have shown too much of yourself this evening, and I don't think Fatuma's going to like it. Let me just tell you. Okay? So
I'm fully clothed.
First of all, sometimes on Sundays, invest in a blanket for each of you and put it over your lap.
Where are they going to be breastfeeding?
Because let me tell you, you're not impressing anyone. You know, all 3 of you, you're not impressing anyone. And then Sweat, same with you, man. Come on, what the hell are you doing? You know, why are you showing that crotch shot? That's not what this show is. Look the last cameo, damn it.
These are going in a different direction, Steven.
Yeah, Steve. So let's take away a little bit of attention.
There's something you should take away.
To the crotches and focus it on something else there, Steve.
Now we're going to change this to the SOS Crotch Show.
I'm ready.
The Crotch Cast.
I'm ready.
Let's call it the Crotch Cast from now on.
The Crotch Cast.
All right, Big Gamer says he's going to arrest me. I guess my forum wasn't good enough. Jason Blatt thinks this is all very exciting. Thank you, Jason. And Michael, shout out to Michael. That's right. He's showing me my love. All right. You're becoming mighty, Mickey says. Thank you, Mickey. But there you go. That was it. Thank you guys for participating. I'll see you next year for the next fitness push-up, sit-up contest thingy because Thanksgiving's rolling around, so
we should make this a couple times a year. We'll come on or you guys come on and talk to each other.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let me see here. Cass says, "Geez, did you catch that? Did you catch the form, Cass? Was it looking mighty? Was I becoming mighty? Who knows? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all participating, for all likes and shares. It's all been appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let us get to the last and final surprise cameo that we have here. And let's roll it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Clean Nation, enjoy.
Hi, everybody. Ben Schmidt here from the Funeral Science Podcast. Sweats asked me to just give you guys a little bit of advice about a new podcaster. Me, myself, I'm a new podcaster still as well. Just if I offer you a piece of advice, just know that you don't know what you're doing. And that's okay. You're going to get better as you do more. If you have sort of a vision, it doesn't even have to play out all the way in your first episode. And you don't have to stick to what you're doing the entire time. Do what feels right. Stick to what your vision is, but recognize you don't know what you're doing. Look I got this fancy microphone out here. Looks like I know what I'm doing. Really don't know what I'm doing. And I don't necessarily know exactly what my next episode is going to be like. Again, that's okay. The only way to get better is to keep doing it. And if you find yourself stagnating, do something different. That's okay too. Nobody's going to hate you for that. All the podcasts that you like, they don't always know what they're going to do. They get into a rhythm, they get a vision, and then they kind of try and stick with it. But notice, they find ways to mix it up. That's because it can get boring if you don't change it every once in a while. So if you change it, you don't know what you're doing, that's okay. Just keep trying. And do it only for as long as you like it. There's no reason to keep going if other people only like it and you're tired of it. It's your podcast. Quit whenever you like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Ben Schmidt from the Funeral Science Podcast. All right. Shout out to Ben.
I have a question, Lou.
Clean Nation appreciates it. And make sure you go follow Mort Tracker and listen to the Funeral Science Podcast by hitting the link in the description. There you go.
Question.
All right. Oh, that was not supposed to play.
Can you hear us? Hold on.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, everyone can be heard.
Okay, because it didn't seem like you could hear us for a second. But anyway, we're back on track.
Yeah, I had a question.
I had a question.
Sure.
The last podcaster that gave us advice, does he do his podcast in front of people that are grieving?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was the Funeral Science Podcast. Who his audience would be? You think he
Funeral
hands out?
scientist? It would be. I believe.
That's a really niche audience. But do you think when he hands out his funeral directing card, like he puts the podcast?
He is pretty big. I would say he has a very good following on Instagram.
Does he really?
Yeah, lots of funeral scientists like his information. It's a very informational podcast. Very, very interesting. Absolutely.
That sounds like it. That was probably.
I'm gonna check that out.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, if you want, check in the replay.
Lizette would like that. She has a degree in forensics.
Lizette.
Yeah, Lizette
has a degree in forensics.
George is talking about Lizette.
Well, if you want to go support Ben, make sure to hit up this link in the description. Matter of fact, they'll have all the links for all the guests that were featured here on tonight's
It would
podcast.
be interesting if he did do that in front of like a bunch of people. Maybe just set up a podcast thinking somebody's grieving. Hey, welcome to the Funeral Forensics Podcast. Too bad Tom is no longer with us, but from the bright side, we're having a podcast in front of everybody today. Man, where are you from?
Steve, should we give another hypothetical?
Would you have one? I don't have one on deck.
Well, Kaz wants me to do another push-up. He wants to see one more.
No, don't give Kaz what he wants. Do you have any advice for the SOS podcast? Yeah, it is live, Han. You guys are still live.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, well, kind of doing what Ben said. He said to, don't be afraid to switch it up. I mean, I don't think you guys, if you're trying to be a variety show, you really, I mean, it's open field, so you could pretty much go wherever you'd like with it. But yeah, I mean,
how would you describe your show?
Oh, well, I describe it a variety show, partially sometimes, but not in a while. A call-in show where you can join the stream and we could talk about whatever. But yeah, just good conversation, variety. We like to have great guests on that are very knowledgeable and very interesting to talk to. And yeah, that's how I describe it. I mean, it's a nice, it's a good show to wind back and kind of like you would with friends, if you meet up with friends and just kind of shoot the shit, honestly, in a way. So that's how I would describe it. Steve, is that how you would describe our show?
I think I would just describe our show as, I mean, we started it was just, the way that we started was I just said we should do a podcast in the comments of one of Luke's live stream or one of Sweat's live streams. And we just started doing Steve reacts and just funny Steve things. And people liked to dislike me, which is really funny to me. So I'm a very dislikable person.
That's not true.
And it was just fun at first, but then it's like Ben had said, we kind of got stagnant, we plateaued. So we started to bring guests on, and that was fun. And then we started to do just a lot of Christmas specials and Thanksgiving specials. So really, we're just in it to have a good time. I don't know that you can describe what Sweats and I are doing because it's accidentally a podcast. I think at first I just like hanging out with Sweats, and I like hanging out with the guests that we have on the show, and then just getting away and having fun and being with people that you like. So I don't know that is necessary. If we want to classify it as being called a podcast, great, that's fine. But for me, it's just about hanging out and having fun and making people laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well said. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now people want to see me do burpees. Apparently, maybe maybe as we're signing off, I'll do a burpee and a push up to appease everyone, because that is another thing. I mean, when it comes to podcasting, it is kind of a two-way street at some points. I mean,
if you had to rank the best guest, who are your top 3 guests?
Oh, I can't do that.
I think one of the best guests that we had would be Norman.
Yeah,
Norman
you think so,
was
Steve?
A really good guest. Norman really, and they know who Norman is. Everyone but Albert knows who Norman is. Norman was a really, really good guest.
He filled us up with a lot of confidence. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think he got some business off our show, so that was a good one.
Yeah. I did a nice little performance, walking in confidence. So that was a smash hit, if I do say so myself. That was actually brought on by the that was actually brought on by the A&R department here at Clean Boy Industries. Can we give a shout out to Clean Boy Industries and the A&R department? Thank you. Great men and women. Great men and women. Absolutely. Thank you. All right.
You should come up with a cleaning product.
Yeah, that's right. I will come out with the cleaning product. And
Sweat.
What's that?
Who's one of your favorite guests?
One of my favorite guests. I don't know, man. There's so many. Everyone's been great, man. It's just
I think Leanna Lake was good too.
Leanna Lake was very good.
She really hit home. So I know that you guys have talked about getting like a psychic or a medium on the show like we have, and Leanna Lake was really good, and she did live readings for us, and she was picking up a lot of things she was hitting some of the nail on the head, and that was a good one. Really freaky.
That was a really good one.
Yeah. And it was also very nice when we had Ken Allen and Mr. B here on the show as well, kind of introducing us to a field of knowledge that was very taboo. And that's the other thing, you eventually get around to bringing on new and interesting people that can kind of open up your mind a little bit and kind of see from different perspectives. Very interesting.
And you can't talk about bringing a different perspective and opening up someone's mind and not bring up Tori in the Alien episode that we did. That one was a little out there, but you know.
Yeah, that's right. I'll never look at Elon Musk. I'll never look at Elon Musk the same. You know. Let's read a couple more comments here. There's a shout out to Clean White Industries. Yes, absolutely. We want more cardio, Sweats. Okay, I might have to put that in. Sweats become a bus driver. I think I'll pass, Big Gamer.
Sweats, you should come out with a soap.
I will.
You should like a scented soap.
Or a deodorant.
Yeah, Sweats deodorant.
Oh, wow, that's great.
These all will happen. The fine folks at here. Let me give them a shout out one more time because they're
when
so
you're
beautiful.
sweaty.
Yeah, can we get? Yeah, these people will make it happen one day. Thank you. That's wonderful. Oh, let me get the comment out of the way. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, or major cleaning products like toothpaste, deodorant.
The works.
Everything, like just like a travel size kit, like for people on the go. Like that would be great.
Steve, would you have any last final wisdom, aka tips, aka advice for the SOS podcast for tonight's show?
I think one of the best pieces of advice I can give is sometimes it's very humbling to, you know, I think there was times when it was just Mickey in the chat, just literally Mickey was just watching the show, not even Jake, and sometimes it got humbling because you're like, what the hell are we doing? So it's gonna be prepared to be humbled. You know, I think being trolled and being humbled are two different things. So being humbled means like it's not going to take off right away, and it's not going to be what you expected it to be right away. And you know, we don't really invest much into like marketing or anything like that. We kind of grew organically. So I do think that there is a certain element of you get out of it what you put into it. And you know, have your backups, have your plans. But be ready to be humbled because it is a grind to get to where we're at. I think when we started Sweats, you had like 30 followers. And
it was in the double digits.
Yeah, and now you have 334 followers on YouTube. And it's taken us like a year and a half to get here.
Thank you.
Sweats, take note. Albert didn't clap. Just take note of that.
But it's taken such a grind just to get there, you know. And I like this isn't my channel, but I am proud to my cousin, and I'm happy to see that he has 334 subscribers. So, and this isn't the only thing that he does. I mean, you know, he does other things on his channel, so that's exciting to me.
Yeah, and again, like it wouldn't be possible without everyone who's watching right now. Jason Black was the 100th. Shout out to Jason Black. Big Gamer, and hey, Kathy, the infamous, the one and only Kathy Holbrook. Sorry I missed your show. I can't stay because I have to be up early, but love you all big. Thank you so much, Kathy. Love you too.
Kathy, thanks for watching.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah. I mean, I tried to get to as many comments as I can because I mean, ultimately, I think. At the end of the day, when it comes to people who watch and stuff, who come back to you frequently, I mean, honestly, like people want to be heard. People want to be heard, and I think that's why I try to engage as much as I do and get to as many comments and as much as I do because I want people to be heard because everybody wants to be heard. So, but that's a good piece of advice there, Steve. Very good. I like that a lot. Let's see here. Sweats, can the next podcast be about bus drivers? Can we get a professional bus driver? What would an interview with a bus driver be like, Steve? So
Have you had a sandwich thrown at you recently?
Is it a pace bus driver or a school bus driver?
School bus driver for sure.
Okay. There's a driver shortage.
Like they'd be very angry.
But yeah, do we have any more? Steve, do you have any more questions for the SOS podcast as we kind of round out the show here?
Where can you guys be found? I know that we put the link out for your Instagram. What other platforms do you guys foresee yourselves streaming on?
Right now, we're planning on being on YouTube. We're on Instagram, so you can check us out at the SOS Podcast page. So we'll be throwing that, and then once you see that, we'll be throwing out what our YouTube channel will be like. We're still in the process of setting that up. Which, by the way, Sweats, we're looking to you to help us with our intro for the podcast. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm still working on it. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I got you.
But yeah, check us out on Instagram, SOS Podcast. You can follow George. You can follow myself individually. Arkham2442. You got what's your
SOS Podcast?
What's your individual page? What's your individual page?
My individual page is my individual page.
Yeah, but I want people to follow you as an individual.
SOS Podcast. That's where you follow me at.
You can find the SOS Podcast on IG on the link in the description.
His Bird Talk on IG. Check them out.
But yeah.
Someone's earphones are turned off.
So can you guys talk to me about? Yeah, I guess I know you guys were coming up on time. Just a really quick thing that I have. What is going on between Carlos and Albert? It just seems like there's a little bit of hostility and animosity. Talk to me about it.
What are they talking about? I think this is Steve working here. This is Steve.
This is our dynamic. We rip on each other a lot. We just have a back and forth.
Steve, do you remember that? Remember that?
They turned into a cat.
Huh? What was that?
You guys turned into a cat for a second.
Yeah, because the camera went out real quick, but you're back now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that just about does it here for the show.
Final thoughts.
I need to do
Let's get final thoughts from them. Let's get final thoughts.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
SOS podcast.
It's a great podcast. Thanks for having us on. For those of you who are still watching us right now, be sure to check us out next year. The SOS podcast, sometimes on Sundays. Some of the feedback that we got was make sure we stick to a schedule and be on when we say we're going to be on. And we put that in the name. It's only going to be sometimes. Not going to be every other week. Not going to be every weekend. It'll be sometimes on Sundays. We'll let you know when it's coming on. Check out our IG page. We appreciate all the feedback. We appreciate Luke putting yourself out there and doing some push-ups and sit-ups, or sweats rather. I apologize. And yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. And we hope to see you check us out when we go live next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody has an IG because that's all we have right now. Definitely keep an eye on that because we'll be kind of posting things and
possibly a TikTok, I think, coming soon too.
That'd be a good idea.
We might be doing a TikTok.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Much appreciated.
Hold on, I just got a question. So on these platforms, is it all three of you have access, or one person has access into it?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
So on your different platforms, is it one person has access to the TikTok, or the?
I don't think it'll be individualized. Like, it'll be kind of just spitting out what we're gonna be putting out. We're just kind of posting.
We'll all have access to it.
Yeah.
Carlos.
Oh, Carlos does.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was good to have you guys on. I hope we could help you out with the advice here, and best of luck to you, and look forward to success and your future, guys. Honestly, I do.
Thank you, Sweats.
Yeah. But on that note, while we have people in here still, the next time that you can find me and Steve will be on the 24th. That's in 2 weeks. And let me get a drum roll, please. Hold on. It is the Revenge on Pie. That's right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will be returning once again. Special guest Pie, very interesting guest indeed. The Revenge on Pie mukbang and chill stream. next episode, number 37. I think this time I'm gonna get Boston Market, Steve.
Really?
Boston Market.
That's
And Bob Evans was not hitting. So I have to step on my game a little bit. The pie will be back. And Steve, I'm hoping to redeem myself. Do you think I can?
I don't know. That pie got the best of you last year. I've never
Maybe
seen
because it was
I've
an oil.
never seen an individual lose a battle against pie. And you, my friend, just fucking lost it.
Well, that's what I'm going back in. We're going back in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to beat that pie's ass.
What kind of pie is it?
What's that?
What kind of pie is it going to be?
It's going to be a pumpkin pie.
Yeah, pumpkin.
Special guest. Look at that. So delectable. I hope it looks that good. Look at some
That
whipped
looks
cream
awful.
on it.
I love
I'm
it.
gonna be honest. That looks awful.
Me too.
You have to eat the whole thing?
Yeah, I have to eat the whole thing.
Wait, you're telling me you can't eat a whole pumpkin pie?
I would
No.
eat
No. Well, I had to. We're gonna do the mukbang, which is like it's
Oh,
a full,
okay.
it's a full dinner. But then I think last time I was trying to one bite the pie, and so I just couldn't handle it. It was too much.
How much what's a mukbang? Like how much do you have to eat before you get
Well,
to the pie?
you just really pretty much just whatever dinner that you can afford. Just
Let me ask you a question, Sweats. Does Steve join in with the mukbang?
he can. I want Steve to join in this year.
Let me ask you a question, Sweat.
Sweats.
I want Steve. I want everyone to join in a mukbang with us on the show. I think probably for that show, we'll do something that I haven't done in a while. Post a link for people to join us on the chat in the stream.
You
Because
want to have a whole bunch of people on camera eating food all of the time?
that's my dream. That's
That
my
is
dream
disgusting.
for episode number 37. And by golly, I'm gonna try to make it happen.
Whoopi said he could do
Yeah,
it.
the SOS team, they're sending me over.
Yeah,
They're sending me down there.
in a teddy bear costume.
Well, any of you guys are welcome to join in and eat on camera with me. That's we're gonna be post the link in the chat, and yeah, if you want to come eat live on air, mukbang, absolutely. But yeah, it's gonna be a chill and mukbang and chill. So, but on that note, I mean, let's see, mukbang means something different in Thailand. Oh, I know that Latino, but thankfully we're not in Thailand, okay? You know. But anyway, this has been. Well, I'm not gonna close out just yet, but I need to do one more push-up and a burpee just to please the audience. I'm gonna solo myself out, and then we're gonna end the show here. Run that shit. What were they saying about me again? They said I couldn't do burp. Hold on. What? They said. They said I could do what? Okay, well this is the push-up. Well, no, I'll do the push-up burpee combo. There we go. It's podcast boot camp. It's podcast boot camp. I don't care anymore. That's it. The naysayers have been made. That's right. I did get. Thank you, Michael. Okay, quit staring at my crotch, will you? Don't look at my crotch. I saw you looking. Get away from me. This has been episode number 36 here on the Sweats and Steve Show. We will see you on the 24th for the mukbang and chill. That's right. We will see you then. And as always,
thank you.
Yes, shout out to SOS Podcast. As always, that didn't really work out like I planned, but